Alright guys, so hope you're doing fine as always. Today I'm making another video about a Lina USDT trade that I took. It's a similar setup as the last two videos where I did record my chart when I was charting live, so without further ado, let's jump straight into
Alright, so
the
now for
video.
the actual TA part of the video,
I tried to do a similar setup as the last two videos where I record my chart when I'm charting live, so you could follow along step by step with what I'm looking at and what I'm looking for. So for this video, I decided to include my Bitcoin analysis as this was pretty much 90% of all the work. So before I look at altcoins, I always try to look at Bitcoin first so we can spot the Bitcoin sentiment because most altcoins will follow Bitcoin anyway. So if we can spot the Bitcoin sentiment, we know what to look for in altcoins. And it's a lot easier to get the right information about Bitcoin than it is for most altcoins. So let's have a quick look. So I'm here on the CoinAnk website. If you don't know about CoinAnk, I recommend watching my video that I made about CoinAnk in particular. So we're going to the large order indicator. We're taking this tool over here, so the ruler with the circle, and you draw a box of the range that you want. So as I was looking for a scalp setup, I decided to only look for $1,000 above and $1,000 below the current price. And then we get, let's go a little bit back, we get this box over here. So what's interesting for me is the bid-ask delta, and preferably on the Binance one in the perpetual section. So you can see we have a bid-ask delta of minus 400 million, which is pretty big. The OKX one is at plus 204 million, sorry. So that's a bit odd, but we really prefer to look at the Binance one. So we have around 400 million in minus delta. So keep that in mind. So then we're having a quick look at a little bit of a bigger range to see if there's a huge difference. So 2k above and 2k or 3k above, 3k below, just to have a look of the bigger range. So here we could see we're almost evening out. So you could see it's really in the small range that the bid-ask delta is a lot bigger. So we're looking for a quick scalp. And from this we know that in the smaller range we had a bid-ask delta of minus 400 million. So the sellers are in control in the smaller ranges. In the big ranges it's pretty even and pretty undecisive, but in the small ranges we can conclude that sellers are in control. So we expect price to move up a little bit. So a quick double check of the small range of 1k. So we can see here it changed a little bit, but still nearly at 400 million. So then we have a quick look on the Bookmap to have a really good understanding of what's going on. There we could see here on the Bookmap there's really not a lot of big order sitting. So just at 62k we have one that's just breaking the 200, but below that there's really not a lot of order sitting, neither on the buy or the ask side, in close range at least. So then we have a quick look on TradingView. We see we have no vectors sitting below the current price, so that's good if we're looking for the long sentiment. So then I should be going back to CoinAnk normally, yep. So then we have a quick look at the liquidation levels. Is there anything out of the extraordinary? As I mentioned before, we want to see for the low leverage liquidation, so yellow and purple, but nothing that significant showing there. So it's clear to say that we can look for a long sentiment, so we expect price to move up a little bit as sellers are in control. So then we go through our altcoins. I eventually ended up with Lina USDT as it was one of the biggest losers of the day. So in the 1 hour time frame we could see there's no vector sitting below at a close range at least. We have red vectors above. We know our Bitcoin sentiment is bullish for the short range or for a scalp, so we're looking for a long position. So then I'm right here going to draw my line at the EMA cross, so the 5 and 13 EMA cross. It's a key zone for me, so I know this is a really important zone on the 1 hour time frame. We also see on the 5-minute time frame now that this is also a important zone. So we rejected this zone once. We still have this vector candle sitting over here, so a very important zone to notice. Then we draw our other important zone, so it's a key zone slash liquidity level. We can expect some liquidity sitting there. We're looking for a long position. We want to enter on this first liquidity level as we don't want prices to see or don't want prices to break this level, as this is really the key level for it to continue being bullish in the short term at least. So we look for an entry on the break of this liquidity level over here slash strong zone or TP. We place it above this wick. Reasoning, if you just look at the chart, what's jumping out to you, really it's this wick right here. So this one got recovered already, so really this wick is jumping out by just looking at the chart. So we expect prices to come take out this liquidity as well. As we have stated before, Bitcoin is in a bullish sentiment on the short time frame, so we also expect a bullish movement for Lina. So stop loss wise, we put our stop loss below this key level, and remember this is our EMA cross on the 1 hour time frame. So stop loss below that, entry on this key level slash liquidity zone, take profit above this wick. So really here you could have entered with a market order. I decided to put a limit order just on this yellow line, but both would have been fine here. To conclude this video, we can have a quick look at the screenshot of the trade. So entry at 0.0035566, exit at 0.0036663. So quick recap, reasoning for entering is we have these rejections here, so we were looking at this as a strong zone. We had our stop loss below the other strong zone and the full vector recovery. Reason for looking long is that we first had a look at Bitcoin sentiment. We noticed we had a bullish sentiment, that sellers were in control, so we were expecting a price move up. So we were looking for a long setup, and eventually we went into full profit. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if there are any more questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section or in the Discord server, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.